All right, Libra, let's see what's going on for you guys. I was going to do Gemini, but apparently I'm getting calls for Libra. Libra. Well, Libras, let me see you turn out, guys. All right, because if you want, starting next month, I'll start your monthly subscription. All right, let me see what the situation is for my Libra, the 25th, October 25th onward towards September. By the way, I'm doing monthly readings. I never do those. But now I'm starting to do them as something where half the reading will be here on YouTube and you can all see what's going on. Of course, you got Lover. But the other half of the reading will be on another platform where we can donate funds to a cause. But I'll get into that more on that video. So October 25th onwards for Libra, please. What's the situation for my Libras, please? What are you torn about when you feel left out in the cold? I see third-party situation, potentially having a passionate new beginning here, also eventually structuring something. But meanwhile, over here, your situation, October 25th onward, you feel left out in the cold, but you're holding on to somebody with the jaws of life. You know what I'm going to tell you, Libra, right? You need to let something go in order for it to come back to you. But I get why you're holding on to it, because you feel lonely. You feel left out in the cold. So I don't know if this is person number 2 that you're holding on to because person number 1 left you out in the cold, or you're still holding on to person number 1 and you're left out in the cold by person number 1. All right, interesting situation for the week, Libra. What's coming in from my beautiful little Libras, please? 10 of Wands and ooh, the King of Cups. That's not bad. All right, there's somebody here who does have love for you, okay? Ooh, look at this, the Queen and the King of Cups, but you were coming in a little like, There's a burden here with this, right? You in love with somebody and they love you too, but they're the ones that are coming in emotionally mature and available. You seem maybe to be rejected in this. I'm not sure. I'm going to see when I clarify. Yeah, you were rejected. Or broken up with. Or I don't know what the deal is, but you feel definitely burdened. Why are we burdened? Because now we're responsible for multiple people and their feelings and their situation. I say put that on the side, Libra, and really focus and concentrate on what you want first and your needs, right? I also see an Emperor back here. I don't know if you're dealing with an Aries. Others of you, it can be a boss, a parent, a father figure, a father, authority figure. Something about it bothers you, or this is somebody else that you're dealing with. Person number 2. What is it that Libra doesn't see coming their way, please? Wow. Well, why am I surprised? This is a Libra reading. 2 of Cups, you're getting into a partnership. I love it. It's so cute. My favorite card is like, these are one of my favorite cards, is 2 of Cups. I gotta just find it so adorable. Why? Because this is somebody who feels exactly the same way you do, regardless if you told each other the I love yous or anything of that nature. But they emotionally, if you're wondering and you're worrying and you're curious, it's a soulmate connection. At least that's how they're thinking of you. Right? But somebody's rushing in to communicate something. Interesting. They see you as something very special, Libra. I mean, very special. Like high value. We'll see when we clarify. What is the advice here for Libra, please? What is the advice here for my Libras? I got no 2 cents to give you guys, except for whatever's in the advice position. All right, So perhaps there is a relationship here, because now here's the other person. Here's a King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag. Very fiery, very passionate, very charismatic. They don't need to be a fire sign. They could have a lot of fire in their chart, or it's just their nature. They're somebody very attractive to you. And there's a lot of chemistry there. But the Page of Pentacles in your advice position, Libra, talks about learning some kind of lesson. Having something, reached a peak, reached a plateau. Like somebody here in a relationship got bored, or it needs to go to the next level. It can't stay where it is. It's like when you go to college to get a degree. Are you going to stay in the first year? No, you're going to go to the second and third, learn, grow, evolve, and get your degree. You won't stay in year one. Why would you do that in a relationship? It needs to grow, it needs to evolve. You grow together or you don't. I'll give you the perfect example. Me and one of my best friends, one of my only friends that I still have from like 25 years ago. We both grew in very different ways since we were little kids versus to who we are as adults. We both had our trials and tribulations, but each step of our lives, we kept growing. And with that growth, we remained friends because we were doing the same thing too at the same time. And we were both growing in our careers, in our personal lives, in our, relationships, as people, as human beings. And this is kind of like why we stayed friends. It's the same thing for a marriage. It's the same thing for a relationship. One cannot stay stagnant while the other one evolves and grows. You need both to grow together, right? So it's saying here about learning something, being the novice. Maybe you need more education to get this degree or to learn something that you're trying to bring into this world. Others of you, maybe a relationship has expired and you need to evolve the relationship or end it. But we'll see what it's talking about when we clarify. What is the outcome of the week for Libra, please? It's definitely the learning card. And that would happen in a relationship or an affair with somebody, because you're coming out as the Queen of Wands in your outcome. This is the mistress, the Mr. Third Party person. This is the person who is having fun, being casual, whether it's the mistress card. And if you're not a mistress or a mister, then you're inadvertently put in that situation by the other person, or you're carrying on with someone like it's an affair. The worst part about it is that there's breadcrumbs in the situation. Why do we get breadcrumbs? Because you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to see which is the right fit for you. So you hold somebody there in pattern, in position, or they're doing it to you. But then it gets to the point where they start begging you for more. Interesting. Let's start clarifying for you and see what's going on here. What's going on here for my Libras, please? Let's start clarifying all of this. What is the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles, please? The King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. This person that you might have, they're still available. Maybe that's why you're debating them. I don't know. But you feel left out in the cold by them. Maybe this was somebody you were committed to, married to, but now you're scared to take a risk and leave. You don't want to leave them. That's why you're holding on to them. But meanwhile, there's another person here too. What is the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Wands? Others of you, maybe this is a boss or somebody that you, I don't know, might have lost a job and you're saving money because you feel like a financial crunch. Others of you over here, the thing that's coming in with the King of Cups, you're confused or you're trying to see what is the right option. So you're pausing and you're reflecting because obviously you're like, I'm not going to be single. So who am I going to be with? You're trying to make a wise judgment call on a decision. Oh, this King of Cups is starting to look better and better to me. I'll be honest with you. But you're trying to see what's the right option for you here with the Seven of Cups. And over here with this Chariot, you're remaining focused, regardless of the fact that you're burdened. But it looks like somebody did break up with you. Or maybe rejected you. and now it's bothering you. What's the Two of Cups here, please? But it's weird because you get into a partnership and you don't even see it coming. It's like, I don't know if you go from one into another super fast. What's the Two of Cups, please? Or this is reconciling with somebody. This is definitely you both love each other. And I think you needed to heal something. But you definitely did not leave this person behind because you didn't think it was worth the risk. Here's the King of Cups again, the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. They don't have to be water. They just are somebody emotionally mature and available. Available to have a tough conversation. Available to be in a relationship. And you might have rejected another person. Maybe you had an Aries person or whoever this Emperor is. You're like, no, that's just too much energy for me. It's just too much of too much. I'll take my king. The Emperor seemed like he was a manipulator anyway. I don't care. I love this, Libra. I love this for you. I love this space. You're here with somebody where it's two people who really love each other and it's super duper cute and I'm feeling it. Right? All right. Page of Pentacles, please. Clarify Page of Pentacles here. Five of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. All right, the woulda, coulda, shoulda stuff, like I should have said this, I should have said that, I could have done this, I could have done that, that's all in the past now. You have other forms of abundance you can work with. You just need to move forward slowly but cautiously. Something was a life lesson. That's fine. You learn and you apply the healthy new things in your new love life, right? Because there's happiness here. There's happiness waiting for you. So all you need to do is just absorb, take, learn, move forward slowly. And forget, the guilt and the regrets and all the shitty emotions. Just turn around and see your other forms of abundance and what you have to work with, Libra. All right, what is the Queen of Wands? Please clarify the Queen of Wands, please. Queen of Wands is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Pentacles. All right, so yeah, even though you are having this tryst, this affair, this whatever, you're having a passionate new beginning, but it's weird because you're not single, right? And you're trying to remain positive and hopeful. You're like, well, I'm not alone. I'm not totally out in the cold anymore. But it's weird. It's like you're almost like boyfriend, girlfriend, even though it's like lover and affair type situation jam. Weird. Let's see what we're going to read about in the extended. By the way, those of you who don't know and you're new here, the extended is about your person, how they feel about you, what they plan on doing, their intentions, and all of that stuff. Plus, we deep dive with tarot on what the oracles want to say to you. See, wedding is involved. Somebody here is married. And what you do outside the wedding. But we'll see why it's here. Maybe some are getting married. Others of you, it is someone here is married, which is what I'm really feeling, to be honest with you. That's why you have the Queen of Wands there. All right, Shadow and Light. What do you have for Libra? Libra, please. Libra, Libra, Libra. Thank you. You have... Is that passion and purpose? Yes, it is. Passion and purpose. Let's see what messages Spirit wants to give you that I already did not tell you. All right. Passion and purpose are deeply connected. Your purpose is what drives you forward, your motivation, your fuel to your engine. But if you're being asked, what is your purpose in life? You might find that a bit difficult to answer right away. It's something we rarely reflect on, but we do it, don't we? If you were instead asked, what are you passionate about? This is more likely to light up a fire inside of you, and you know the answer right away. By identifying your passion, you will most likely find the answer to what your purpose is somewhere behind it. Look within and see what you can find. Place a hand over your heart and ask yourself what truly makes you happy. In what scenario does time fly, and what makes you forget about all the stress you might have? We often go about our lives without reflecting too much on what we're doing, and more importantly, why we're doing it. This card is an indication for you to search within yourself to single out what you are passionate about, what drives you forward, and what motivates you to do different things. It's an indication for you to revert to your purpose by focusing on what you love and what you care most about. Try and connect with your inner passion and then see how you can use this in your life to create meaning for others, and in return, it will help you feel what your true purpose is. Without sharing your passion and skills with others, it's only a joy and passion, but by giving to the world, you create a purpose. I love this. I trust my passion. It will lead me to my purpose. That's your affirmation. Guys, that's awesome. That's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one.